Okay, if you haven't been able to tell already, I'm wearing the same clothes because I'm making all the tutorials in one day. Because those of you who have kids probably get what it's like when you have them out of the house and you only have a couple hours to do all the things. So I'm going to do that. So don't mind me. I am still wearing the same clothes, but it's only been about 20 minutes since my last video. But you guys don't know that. Okay, we're gonna make bunny tags today. These were super popular, and I thought that it would be fun to show you guys how I make them. And again, they're just a bunch of shapes put together, and I'm gonna show y'all how we did it. So I'm gonna zoom in, and here's what it's gonna look like in the end. You don't have to do the little chevron-y pattern, but I'm gonna show you guys how we do it anyway. So ellipse tool, hold, and I'm gonna draw an oval, and that is gonna be the center right there. And then I'm going to draw another oval. I should fill that so you can see what it actually looks like. Let's fill that. Okay, I'm gonna draw another oval right on top of it. Select the ellipse tool, and kind of like that. I'm gonna center them. Align, center. Oh, it's got a white stroke on it. Let's get rid of that. How about I select it? Okay, I like that. And then I'm gonna have, see this, the bunny has like this little chin right here. I'm gonna do that by adding another little oval. And it could be however big you want. You can really make the bunny look however you want. I'm gonna align all of that horizontally. And okay, kind of looks funny right now, but let's add some ears. And the way you can do that is, okay, so I'm going to, I don't know, I don't like that. Let's get that a little bit bigger. Sure. Okay, now I want to get it perfectly reflected, so I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste it. But I'm going to go to Object, Transform, and Reflect, and make sure it is a vertical reflect. And obviously they are not on the same level. So I'm going to vertical align center them. And when I do that, they will be perfectly aligned. Okay, but I want to make sure that they're centered to the bunny's head. So I'm going to click on both of them, group them by going to Object, Group, or you can use your keyboard shortcuts. And then I'm going to highlight all of them and make sure I do the horizontal align center. And look at that, mine did pretty well. So that's kind of like the overall shape of a bunny. Now, I don't love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my direct selection tool, and I'm going to click on the main ellipse or oval that I made right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these little nodes right here. And once I do that, you'll see that you get these little lines, and you can play with it. So and if you click on the edge of the lines, you can see that it kind of moves it around and does a thing. So I am going to play with it just a bit. I kind of want to it out a bit. You can move it around by doing, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but some people like to do it. I don't love to do it. Okay, and then if you click on just the center piece and not these, I actually don't even know what they're called. I'm going to look that up. You can move the whole thing by just clicking on it. So I do not like that. We're going to kind of don't want them to be like perfectly proportioned. I'm going to kind of play with it. I'm going to do the same thing here, kind of bring that up a little bit higher. And again, you can make your bunny short and stumpy. You can do whatever you like. I like that. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. I kind of want to bring this out a little bit. And I'm going to bring that in a little bit more. So that looks a little more bunny-like to me. What do you think? Okay, so now you can go ahead and use your selection tool, highlight all of it, and properties, unite them all. And look at that gorgeous bunny. Okay, so I'm going to start by swapping that from a fill to a stroke, because I want to be able to cut that piece out and place it on top. So it's kind of like a layered bunny tag. So I'm doing that by increasing the stroke weight, and I think I kind of like that. I want it to be thick enough that it's not going to fall apart on me. I'm going to go ahead and open my stroke window and make sure that all the edges are nice and rounded. And then I'm going to edit. No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to path, offset path. No, sorry guys. I'm going to go to path, object, expand. Okay, sorry. You're going to go to object, expand, and you're going to get a path around the whole thing. So that is good to go. Okay, now I want to create a border around it. So I hope you guys already know how to do this, because I think I've taught you guys how to do it already. You're going to go to object, path, offset path, and I kind of like that. So that kind of looks like, kind of gives it a little bit of a border around it. But I'm going to ungroup them, because I want to keep this piece here, and we're going to work with this. So we're going to go here, we're going to right click it, release compound path, and that releases all of your little holes in there. And then I'm going to go over to my pathfinder, and I'm going to unite the whole thing, change it from a fill to a stroke. I'm going to change the color. Okay, and that is good to go for now. But we got to put a little hole in there to put a string in there. So let's do a little tiny ellipse, and we're going to put it right kind of in between the ears. And then you can go ahead and horizontal align center that if you wanted. Oh my gosh, look at that, I did it. Okay, and make sure you select just the circle and just the outside, and do your minus front, and there you go. Bring that to the front, because you're not really gonna be able to see it. So you'll be able to get a string through there, and that would look super cute. Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna bring this piece over here, because I wanna do the chevron pattern that I have in the back. I am planning on scoring it. I thought it would look kind of cute and kind of a little bit different, kind of stand out a little bit. But you guys can do that. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. But let me show you all how we did it. So I'm going to open the line segment tool, and we're going to create a line right in the center. Well, not there. We're going to create a line right in the center all the way down. So I'm going to pick that first little anchor point, and I'm going to bring this down. Hold down shift so you get a straight line, and I'm going to stop it right there. And before, let's make it purple, because I want to know that I'm scoring it. Okay, before we do that, it's a little easier to put it in outline mode, so you can actually see the lines you're drawing. You don't have to if you don't want to, but sometimes some people prefer to do that. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to use the line segment tool, and I'm going to draw the shift here, and I'm going to literally stop right here. Okay, now I'm going to copy and paste, and no, I don't want to paste. I want to paste in place. Hold on. So it's right there, and then I'm going to hit my shift button, and I'm going to literally rotate it, holding down shift. And as I do that, you'll see that it gives you a perfect, I think it's 45-degree angle. Okay, but I don't like that, because look at that. And this is kind of the benefit of having it in outline mode, because you can really play with it and make sure that it is exactly the way you want it. So now that looks better. That once that's scored, it will look a little bit better. Okay, so now there's a couple of ways to do this. So see how I've kind of got it off the edge over here. I'm going to show you how to use the scissor tool. This is the scissors tool right here. Make sure you have the piece selected, and literally go here and select where you want to cut. and then see that it added an anchor point right there. Now I'm gonna hit delete and show you what it did. So see, it just, it basically like adds an anchor point to where you want. And so I did that right there, and I'm doing that again. Okay. Took me forever to figure out how to use that tool because I was always not really getting it right. The other way you can do that if you don't want to do the scissor tool is you can do your direct selection, click on it, hold down shift, and just move it down. If I can actually do it. There you go, and that's fine too. Here's the benefit. There you go. Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing running down. So I'm going to select them both. And I don't think I have them selected. Here we go. I'm going to select them both. And I'm going to copy. Actually, I'm going to group them, and then I'm going to copy. And then I'm going to paste them. And here's, okay, there's a couple ways you can do this. So if you want to make sure that you are totally, accurate with spacing, you can turn on your grid by going to view, show grid, and you can also, actually having your grid on with the outline mode is kind of pointless because you can't, well, you can kind of see it. I can't see it. Okay, so I'm going to go over to view and I'm going to snap to grid. So now as I do that, I can move this around, and what you can see, it basically snaps to every point here. So I can count how many points I want to move it to. And the problem with that is that if your center line is not on a grid, it is not going to snap to it. So I'm just going to go with it. And we'll move it after I turn that off. So I kind of like, you can use your arrows if you like, kind of like that. So that gives me how many points? I think it's like 4. So now I'm going to copy both of them and paste them. It's a little annoying to do this. Okay, so that's 4. And then I think I have it flipped over here. I'm going to not do that here because I want to show you guys how. Hold on. Okay. That looks good. Okay, so now obviously the lines are not where they need to be. So same kind of deal. You can use a scissor tool or you can use a direct selection. So I'm going to use the scissor tool, make sure that these are selected. And we're going to go literally right here. Oh, see, I'm selecting the wrong thing. Okay. And I'm going to do that right there. And honestly, it is really not that big of a deal if you are not on the line because your machine's going to score and then it's going to slice it off. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, so as you can tell there, once I did that, you get this little piece that you can just delete right off. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing here. Okay, that didn't do what I wanted to do. We're going to do the same thing right there. Okay, and then this one is not long enough, so let's just get it longer by clicking on the selection tool and making sure you can see it. This gets kind of tedious, I know. Oh, you know what? I've got my grid on, so it's like not doing what I wanted to do. So I'm going to turn the grid off by going over to view and turning off snap to grid. And then I'm just going to click. I'm going to make sure I'm right there. And let's do it on this side too. Nope. And I have them grouped together, so I just realized that while I was doing that, the other one was moving. So ungroup that so it doesn't get all wonky on you. We're just gonna move it up. And here is where I'd probably use the scissor tool because I want to cut off those pieces right there. So let's just finish this up over here. And okay, and now I'm going to select it. I'm going to get my scissor tool and click on it right there. And now you can see that it, oh, hold on. Okay, so I cut the path right there, and then I'm going to cut the path right here. Okay, so now you can see that when I get my selection tool and select it, there is a path there that's cut and there that's cut, and if I just hit delete, it goes away. Look at that. Okay, now let's just fix these up right here. And oh, I don't have it clicked on. There we go. Okay. And delete. And got one more. Kind of a pain in the butt when you have like a really big intricate design to do this. Okay, so now I'm going to get out of outline mode and turn off my grid because I kind of hate it. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all over this whole thing, unselect the border, and then group these scored lines. And the way you do that is you do object group. And that way, when you move it around, the Glowforge is going to see that as one group, which you don't want to have a bunch of ungrouped lines. Okay, so that is good to go. That is good to go. And bring that to the front. And then I'm going to swap that from a fill to a stroke. And there you have it. There is your cute little bunny tag. Hope y'all like that.